Peggle.
Peggle. Yeah. I just want to say something actually. Fuck.
Why?
Because we just finished doing the radio show.
Oh, okay, and you can't
Daytime,
swear.
nighttime, and I seem to be under the impression that I can't swear on there.
You are allowed, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
There's more of a self-consciousness to it when it's like a pro setup.
Yeah. So
this is a pro setup.
Oh yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just spent 10 minutes faffing about with it because it never works the same way twice. You
That's
know,
true.
it's like one time you get it and you're like, okay, now I know what to do for next time, and then that doesn't work the next time. So welcome back for the second, because you keep saying we're doing a podcast. We do a podcast. But we only have one episode online.
We have two.
No, well,
one's hidden.
One of them's hidden, and nobody's allowed to see it, apart from Chris apparently.
I showed Chris.
So welcome back, listeners. Yeah, we just did an episode of Daytime, Nighttime, and we just couldn't get enough of talking rubbish into microphones. So we're back again.
Yeah.
And what are we playing this time?
Peggle.
Peggle.
Deluxe.
Roslyn has never played Peggle before,
Hello.
which just blows my mind, because Peggle was really popular for a bit. Peggle's by PopCap. They're the people that made Plants vs. Zombies and Bejeweled and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I played a lot of Plants vs. Zombies.
Yeah, it's a great game. Yeah. And I know she's going to love it, so I said, don't even try it. Your first time playing this game will be like for the benefit of people watching. Yeah. So on you go. Click to play.
Click to play.
Oh, enter name. Roslyn?
Oh, okay. Something else.
Something funny.
Okay.
DTNT?
That's not funny though.
Okay.
Ghosty.
Ghosty. Plop.
No, what's it called? Steven's Sausage Roll.
Steven's Sausage Roll. We were playing Steven's Sausage Roll earlier.
No.
Yeah.
Can it not just be Roslyn?
Yeah, fine. Go for Roslyn.
Roz?
Roz.
Roz?
Yeah, like Roz from Frasier. Yeah.
Roz? Who's that? What the fuck is this?
Man, if you're reacting like this already, I can't wait to see what the rest of the game's going to do for you. Can you still see the screen?
I can see the screen. Okay. What the hell is this? What is this?
It's Bjorn the unicorn.
What am I supposed to do here?
No. So you have to hit all the orange pegs to win.
Oh, this is hard though, and this free ball.
This returns the ball to the ballotron. So yeah, you got to hit all the orange pegs.
Is there any skill involved in this at all?
Yeah, a wee bit. Yeah. Not so much at this point. It feels a bit more random.
Oh come on! Oh, I didn't get it in.
But once once the board's cleared a lot, you need to aim pretty carefully.
Of course.
And you can. It does feel very satisfying when you're like, oh, do you know what? I'm going to bounce this off of that one to hit that one, and you manage to get it just right.
I see. Whereas at the moment, I'm just. Oh.
That's a really good sound, isn't it?
Yeah. Dunking those balls.
Oh. Looking for some nasty dunks.
Oh, that felt good. That felt good. I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's like this game's an exercise in how much serotonin can you make someone feel based on colours and sounds and things. Kind of like pinball, actually. Well, you still got 6 shots left, so you're doing
I didn't
well.
realise that I was. I thought it was just going to go on forever and ever.
No, you get 10 shots total, but if you get it into the bucket, then you get a free shot. So you've had it in the bucket a few times, so that was a good one.
Oh.
You've only got 2 left and 5 shots. I'm pretty sure you can.
Boing.
I'm pretty sure you can do it.
Noing. Yes.
But then you get the sort of bonus points at the bottom.
You're right. Oh, yeah, the answer.
Oh,
yes!
No!
No!
You still got 50,000. That's pretty good. So like, there's so many like sounds and colors and things like that. It's just designed to make you feel good. It's so silly, but like really, really good at the same time.
Well, I'm having a lovely time.
This level has bricks. Oh yeah.
So hit all the orange bricks.
Yeah. This can be pretty cool.
Oh, I can't believe I was so judgy.
You're like, what is this game with the fucking unicorn?
I can't believe you're making me play this, Ryan.
Oh no, Peggle's brilliant.
Oh, that's satisfying also.
Oh, just wait until you get like...
I like that.
Yeah, it gets higher and higher. Just wait until it gets to a certain pitch that it goes crazy. How do you feel the show went today?
I was a bit sad.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Do you want to talk about it?
Like group therapy.
Hey, pal.
Hey, mate. Is this why you made me play this? Because you're like, oh, Roslyn seems a bit sad.
Yeah, and you cheer her up.
Yeah, I know. No, I think the show is good. I feel like... Yeah. Oof, that was awful. I need to concentrate. I feel like... You're right. Like, I think at one point when the music wasn't on, you said something like, oh, we shouldn't really just be all the time like, let's just say stuff that's funny, but it's kind of hard to be sincere sometimes.
Yeah.
If you're like, this is a song that makes me feel genuinely sad because it's from like a sad point in my life, or not like a sad memory, or it's like, you don't have to overshare, but maybe, you know, it's like, this is a sad song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or something, but then I don't know, it's funny because it's still student radio, so it's like, how much of it is you have absolute free license. Sorry, I need to concentrate on getting my orange thing.
So if you get 25,000 points in a shot, you get a free ball.
Okay.
So when you hear that, like that dinging noise as it goes higher and higher, if you look on the left, you'll see a little bar that increases when it gets to the top.
Oh yeah, on the right, you mean?
On the left.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, but you only see it when you shoot a ball, you'll see it. Yeah, I know what you mean. Because the temptation's there to be funny all the time.
Yeah.
You know, to make jokes, laugh, ha ha ha, that kind of thing. It's like, it doesn't have to be that way.
This is so good. Come on. 100,000. Oh, yes. I'm so happy.
And you get extra points for having balls left at the end.
Things that have sort of ridiculous amount, because you could obviously just get like 25 points, but I love it when things give you like 1,000,000 points, like pinball, of course.
There's certain pinball tables that it's like, you know, you launch the ball, you get 1,000,000 points immediately.
You're like, yes.
You know,
but it's essentially the same as getting like half a point.
Yes,
in general.
and in other games. It's funny because that's like an inflation thing that I think happened in maybe the 90s or something. Because modern machines aren't like that, and really old machines aren't like that either. You get like 1 point in old machines for doing something. So like, if you get a score of 70, that's really good. You know. Whereas there's a machine called I've never played it personally, but there's one called Attack from Mars, I think.
Okay.
And yeah, that one goes into the billions of points. So yeah, with the ones with green pegs, if you hit a green peg, you get like your superpower. And Which is this. There's lots of different characters, and they all have their own superpower.
Okay. How do you feel the show went then, if you're... We were interrupted by Beethoven.
DTNT?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it went fine.
Yeah, fine. Yeah. But not like...
Yeah, I went into thinking... we need to talk more, because we were so nervous well, at least I was so nervous the first time.
I was nervous.
I was like, anytime there was like a moment of silence, I was like, should we queue up a song? You know, just to keep it going. And I'm not saying that silence is good. I'm just saying that, you know, try and resist the temptation to rely on putting a song on to bail you out of situations, and just try a bit harder to, you know, because I don't listen to podcasts for the music. I listen to podcasts for the talking. I mean, that's the part I like. And that was the whole theory behind this, was that, you know, even if you're not interested in games, even if we're not like improv comedians, even if we don't have anything specific to talk about, you know, if a couple of my friends said, oh, we started a podcast, it's just us chatting, I'd be like, yeah, I'll listen to that. I'll listen to it because it's me listening to my friends talking.
It's like that podcasts are like image thing that you showed me.
Yeah, the picture of the guy is like sitting eating yogurt next to an advert of 3 women eating yogurt. And they're all smiling and laughing, and he's smiling and laughing.
Oh man,
and it's like that's what it's like to
it's
listen
true.
to a podcast.
It's true. I feel like if I was to ever meet Adam Buxton, for example, I'd be like, oh hey man,
Yeah,
like
yeah, I know
how's
you.
it going?
You've got one ball left.
I know. All right,
You've
I know
one ball left
everything.
and 2 pegs. So you're gonna have to do a bounce
Critical
shot if
point.
you can.
What? As in hit that one and then.
Down onto that one, or you can hit one and then go into the bucket, and that would give you a free ball.
Well, I don't really know.
I feel like going for the bottom one and trying to get it into the bucket is probably the safer option. Oh!
Oh no!
Oh! Oh no! Well, you have to retry that level.
Okay, well let's talk about it again. So anyway,
So yeah, have you ever met Adam Buxton?
if I ever met Adam Buxton, then I would totally just I don't know. I know everything about his family.
I was just going to say, you'd be like,
Like,
hey
I know-
Adam,
how's
sorry
your
about,
daughter?
Sorry about your dad. You
Yeah,
know, like
exactly.
that kind of thing, which is so inappropriate.
No, of course I would never say that at
No,
all.
I know, but
it's like
you feel like saying it, you know, because you want to be like, I know you and I feel bad for
But an interesting thing with directly responding to that was he was like, please stop messaging me.
you.
Like,
Oh, really?
like about this. And not, he was like, thanks so much. Like, obviously I really appreciate it. But I don't want to put words in his mouth. I can't remember like the exact quote like that he said, but he was essentially like, you know, I'm moving on myself. I'm dealing with it myself. Like, no, I don't need every
Yeah.
time you hear about it, like one
Yeah.
of my listeners to hear about it, to email me or message me, even with your condolences, which I appreciate. It's just, yeah, not appropriate right now. And
Yeah.
whenever I forget about it, then I will, you know, makes me feel like I'm just going to remember again. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Trying to move
Yeah.
on, of course.
Not actually the first person online I've seen do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the sort of, look, I really appreciate that you guys care
Yeah.
and stuff, but let me deal with it in my own way.
Mhm.
You know, I feel obligated to acknowledge this
Yeah.
constantly when you keep messaging me and sending me this stuff as if you knew the person or
Uh-huh.
animal, you know. So yeah, it's a bit weird.
Oh, I don't think I'm doing very well on this level, by the way.
Well, you've got 2 balls left.
tricky.
You also have a super guide, like that green one.
Yeah?
So
Oh, I should have used it more wisely.
Yes.
The shot to get the super... Fuck.
So yeah, I don't
No.
think you're going to do this.
Unless there's some sort of miracle of Peggle.
I was going to say you could have aimed it into the bucket pretty easily.
Oh, right, yeah.
So
Well, that's the thing. I'm new to this. And
yeah,
this...
there's a lot of little tricks that you learn.
Okay.
Especially when you get the different powers and things.
Yeah.
You were saying there about how podcasts are like, oh, it's like I know that person, you know, and
Uh-huh.
stuff. And how it feels to listen to podcasts is because the appeal of them is that it feels like you're in a room with your friends, and your friends are all really interesting and funny. Not us. I'm talking about professional podcasters, or at least more experienced podcasters.
No, but true, like the last one I listened to was like Adam Buxton, Wes Anderson, and friggin' Garth Jennings or something. You know, like...
all in the same podcast.
Yeah.
That must have been pretty interesting, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
That puts me in mind of Stardew Valley, actually, and the idea of substitute friends.
Oh, God. Stardew Valley.
Yeah, so Roslyn's been playing Stardew Valley, which if you don't know is a farming game, and it's a game where you plant crops, raise animals, and make friends in town.
Yeah, but it's also not like a simulator
No.
farming game. It's like... So I played well, it wasn't the original, but one of the original Stardew Valleys, which was the year
Harvest
2000. Oh, Harvest Moon.
Well, it was the original Stardew Valley.
Yeah, it
'cause if you've never played Harvest Moon, I always say if you've never played Harvest Moon, Stardew Valley will be the greatest game ever.
Yeah.
If you have played Harvest Moon, you'll be like, this is just Harvest Moon.
But also, I
I
loved Harvest Moon.
I loved Harvest Moon too.
My mum did all the farming though, and I did all the socializing.
But the socializing's the fun part.
Yeah.
Hey, that was a nice one. You've got 8 balls left. I'm pretty sure you can do this.
Don't jinx it. Pew pew. Oh, I could have done that. But what I was gonna say was, yeah. So it's not. It's like the original ones were all Japanese, right? So
Yes, yeah.
they have got like a beautiful charm, and it's all about gift giving to create, like, make your friends.
That's right.
And sorry, concentrate. Come on, sensitive mouse.
Do you know what? I think you might be able to fine-tune it with the middle mouse button.
It did say that earlier, and I forgot.
I think. I don't remember.
But no, what was the thing about Stardew Valley? Sorry, Harvest Moon was like, you basically had to like build up. It's like a relationship thing, and you built, and you had to get to know the townspeople. It wasn't just like a farming thing.
Yeah.
So this one's obviously the same, and it's got the kind of elements of like Zelda. You know, you go into the mines and you can fight stuff, and you can concentrate on different aspects of the. Yes. This is great.
Just think it's so funny that, like, of all the pieces they picked, it had to be the Ode to Joy.
Like,
you know?
so over the bloody top.
So over the top.
But this trail of rainbow glitter and
the flashing lights in the fever meter.
Come on.
Yay.
Jesus.
So you've been playing a lot of Stardew Valley.
Yeah, I have. But I'm also, we were talking about this before, about this, like, these games as work. Yeah. Like, sometimes you're just like, it's relentless, but I'm willing to do it. Why am I willing to do it?
Yeah, you find yourself putting much. What does the purple one do again?
25,000 points, and let's just try it and see what happens. A shot, like, it'll put a free
is that like
ball?
a multiplier on your?
Maybe if you get a ball in the thingy as well, in the basketball hoop.
Yeah, it multiplies your points, so it makes it easier to get 25,000 points to get the free ball.
I see.
Yeah, you play these games, and you know, I'm sure anybody who's listening to this has probably played The Sims. Right? Because that was
that generation.
Yeah, that was one of the few games that really resonates with the mainstream. You know, you don't have to be a gamer to have played The Sims. Everybody's played The Sims. It's like Tetris, you know. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of the appeal of that, you know, is that you're putting work into like building these like little like fake relationships. Oh, that was
so strange now thinking about it though, because you're like working on your career, working on your family, like making a balance, but then it's really hard.
A work-life balance.
Yeah, but it's really difficult, and then you get really. I mean, it's obviously funny, but they get sad and random things can happen. You can die.
Yeah.
And I mean,
your house can burn down.
Well, oh, fuck's sake.
Oh, yeah. If you get a total miss.
Yeah, that's nice. That's like a Mario Kart when you're at the back and then you get a boost. That's sweet. Oh my God. How can I be not very good at this?
And in The Sims, you know, when you'd be like, you know, you start a new game and you're like, this time I'm going to make the perfect house, you know, and you spend ages getting everything just perfect, and then suddenly a burglar comes by. Bastard. And you're like, I forgot to get a burglar alarm.
And then you can't, there's nothing you can do about it.
You just have to watch it happen.
Yep. And then you feel really sad, cry about it, and then, now you think, screw it, I'll just...
My sister wrecked that game.
What do you mean?
The Sims, the first Sims.
Why?
She wrecked it. She didn't play it like a normal person plays a game,
what you know,
where it's like, oh, what am I going to do for fun? My sister would create houses in the neighborhood and stuff them full of like 7-person families with like no furniture, you know, and no food.
Oh my God.
Just so that she would have more friends for her main sim.
Wow,
to make, because
so
it gets
strange.
to the point where it's like, oh, you know, to move up to the next level of your career, you need 10 friends.
Oh.
And it's like, oh, but I don't have 10 people in the game. So she would create these like friend farms essentially, so that she'd always have enough friends.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
That is strange.
And when, you know, she reached the top level of her career, she would quit her job and just start a new career and get to the top level of that.
That does not sound like fun.
Well, she really enjoyed it, you know.
Woo!
But yeah, you put all this effort into it, and you know, you can't help. There always comes a point after the sort of initial luster has worn off where you're just like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? It's not like a regular game.
No.
You know, where you're like, once
I'll come back to that. It's
yeah,
fine.
or once you complete it, you're like, okay, that's that done. Like, what else is there? And all this kind of stuff. Like these kind of games, you definitely reach a point where you're like, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah, I'm spending real money on fake furniture, like to make the Sims house look better, but like obviously I don't have any money to make my own home look nice.
Yeah,
because I've just spent it all on fucking expansion packs.
Yeah, this little dollhouse.
Yeah,
you know, it's like a little doll's house that you're maintaining
with dressing up clothes and stuff. Man, I'm not concentrating. I'm just chatting away here.
That's what this is all about.
This is the sort of game you play on the bus though, isn't it? Just to pass the time and not like.
I think there's the mobile version. Of it. If there's not,
they're missing a trick.
They're missing a real ton of cash that they could easily get there.
Oh, this is so shite. Okay. I don't think it's going to work, Ryan.
Well, you've got the super guide, so...
What, so just dunk it in the thing?
Bounce it off into one of the things.
Bounce it off into one of the things?
Yeah, hit an orange peg and make sure that when it bounces off, it's going to go in the bucket. You're supposed to time it.
Retry level. Okay, so I think you should tell a story now so I can concentrate and, getting all these orange pegs.
Well, the Stardew Valley thing is that I got really into this game a while back, and it's really funny because you play the game and you're just like, I'm gonna get married. You know?
Yes.
I like that. That's just something I have to do.
Yeah.
You know, because it's part of the game and it's something.
Yeah.
You know, it's a goal in the game. So you spend ages courting.
I know.
I
gave my person eggs, nothing but eggs. Because it was safe.
Good morning, Darren. I brought you an egg.
And
it works.
It works.
It totally works.
They're like, oh, thanks. Awesome.
Yeah. It's that classic video game thing where to get with someone, all you have to do is like talk to them.
Yeah.
About like repeatedly.
Yeah.
The same thing happened in The Sims. Is just you talk to someone, and then that opens up tickle. You know. So then you sit there and go. Whoa,
they're gonna love me.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I'm gonna make you love me.
Yeah. Like, I'm so glad real relationships aren't like that.
Yeah. Oh man.
It was Darren you went for.
No, Sam.
Sam, sorry.
Sam.
Yeah. I don't know why I said Darren.
No, it's my cousin.
Oh, that's probably.
That's what I'm like. Don't.
Yeah, sorry, that was weird.
When you said it, I was
Sam,
like.
Sam was the rocker. He's in a band.
Yeah, he's in a band.
Yeah.
He's got cool hair.
Yeah, and what's his tragic backstory?
His dad is in the army.
That's right.
And he's got a wee brother, and they don't know.
Is at school.
He's not doing so well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I read his report card.
You stuck in and read his report card. Oh,
the wee boy, I gave him enough eggs
to get into his room. So you could read his report card.
Turns out.
Yeah, he's not doing so well.
No.
Oh, well, that sucks. But he's being taught by
the weeb.
Yeah. What Jimmy Lightning. Jimmy Lightning, the German
student.
You ready for multi-ball? It's pretty extreme, but you look like you can handle it. Use it early for mid points. I can't do that voice for too long.
No.
Or hit both green pegs in one shot for massively multi-ballular action. Come on, let's do it.
Fucking.
Yeah, he's being taught by Penny, which is
your lady
who's
friend.
my lady friend. Yes.
Didn't you end up divorcing Penny though?
No.
Spoiler
I'm pretty sure you can't divorce people.
You can.
Really? That sounds like too.
You have to go to the mayor.
That sounds too real.
Exactly.
For Stardew Valley.
Exactly, but that's the point because it's no longer like the Japanese maker. So like in the Japanese one, there would be no tragic backstory. There would be everything would be fine.
Yeah, and it'd just be about you like combing your cow.
Or that maybe people were a bit sad. There was something, but it wasn't like that.
Yeah, they'd be sad because they didn't get like orange juice that morning.
No, I mean, I think
because the quote-unquote milk bar. Because that's the thing. See, when you're playing a Japanese game and there's like a milk bar for some reason, it's a pub.
Yeah.
But when they bring it to America, they're like, "This is a kids' game. We can't have a pub in it." Oh, yeah, did you hear that wailing guitar? Look at this multi-ball.
Woo!
Hey.
Multi-ball. Multi-ballular action.
Multi-ballular, dude. What's he wearing on his head?
Pancake?
Yeah, it does look like a pancake. I thought it kind of looks like the kind of hat that, you know, what's his name? Paddington Bear would wear?
No, he wore like a rubber hat thing. Like I don't know the proper name for it. Like
But it's got a strap.
Do you know what? I do know the name for it because it's in Stardew Valley. You can buy it from the little cat shop that sells hats, like in the south. Is this a spoiler enough for like a spoiler? I suppose these aren't the most charming elements of the game, to be honest.
What, the hat shop?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who cares?
Yeah, I know it's like £1,000 for a hat. They're called like a sou'western or Sue-western.
Yes, yeah. Nice. Yeah, what was it? So you can get divorced. Yeah, the milk bars. You know, so there's always a pub. So yeah, that's the kind of thing they'd be sad about. They wouldn't be like, my dad's in the army and I don't know if he's coming back home.
Yeah.
Like, not in a coffin.
I don't know. Like, I feel like there was sad bits of the storyline, but I can't really think. I don't know. They're all pretty like innocent, or like not the person's fault or something.
Yeah, yeah. There's an innocence to everybody. Like even Penny's mum, who's like an abusive alcoholic.
Yeah.
It turns out all you need to do is talk to her and give her some flowers, and
she like rides the bus.
Right,
she
drives the bus.
She drives the bus.
She drives the bus. Yeah.
So yeah, there is nice stuff, you know.
But no, I didn't
game.
divorce Penny. I picked Penny because she seemed like my kind of girl, and then it turned out she was really dull.
Yeah,
like,
she seemed like very good,
dull.
like a sort of good person.
Yeah, she needed a bit of a dark side. Her dark side was that she lived in like a caravan with her abusive alcoholic mum.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at poor Penny, but I see. I was supposed to do it like that, and then it would be like.
Yep. See the strategy.
Oh, look at this goat.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about my dream that I had last night, Ryan?
You know, I thought you didn't want to talk about this.
No,
on the
I know.
podcast.
I kind of do now that there's a goat like in the game. I didn't know what Peggle was. I didn't know it would have any significance. A ram?
It's some kind of ungulate.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you about my dream anyway. So I was in Argentina.
Yes.
And I was driving some cattle, and all of a sudden there was like this goat that was mine, but it wasn't like a nice cute goat. It was like just a big goat.
Yeah. Like
and it was
the ones that go ah!
Yeah. And it was really cold, and it was covered in icy snow. And then I hugged it, and we were friends, and that was it. But I also had it was very vivid and not unpleasant. But
the goat was unpleasant, but the dream was not.
Yeah, the goat was fine. The goat was just a normal.
Okay.
I don't know. It wasn't really like that exciting. I don't think I'm gonna get this. I'm too busy talking about my stupid dream. Oh, why did I do that?
Oh,
but I had another.
Yes!
Nice. I had another dream recently, where I was in like a high-rise flat, and there was a glowing tank with what I knew was a lizard. An infected lizard?
Yeah.
And me and Chris tried to look it up, like, meaning infected lizard dream, and obviously it was all nonsense.
Yeah,
but they were like, a great change is coming to your life, and it may not be a pleasant one. You're obviously very worried and stuff, but you know how, like, these stupid dream prophecies,
yeah. And you're like, it's an infected lizard, and you look up, and there's one for that. You know, somebody's made up a meaning for infected lizard dreams.
But I suppose if they had, if you had a dream about an infected lizard, then someone else surely has.
Yeah.
Surely. In all this, all this time.
You were saying that the reason you didn't want to talk about the goat was because you don't like it when people talk about their dreams.
Not so much, but then again, maybe I'm just saying that.
No, but this is a common thing. Is that like dreams are always really dull to hear about.
Yeah, because you can't relate.
No, exactly. Because you're trying to communicate what was important about it, and you just can't do it. One of the old philosophy lecturers at Glasgow Uni, Paul Brownsey, had a line about it that I always remember. He was like, "Oh yeah, it's like when you explain dreams." I was like, sorry, it's just this is if you knew Paul Brownsey, Paul Brownsey is like, yes, you know, he was like a huge, larger than life character. Yeah. Everybody loved him. He was brilliant. But anyway, he was like, I was walking down the street and I'd be like, there was a dog next to me, but he was my brother and he wasn't really my brother. If you know, that's kind of how it goes. You're just.
It is true.
It's
though,
just nonsense
for sure. Like, so I was in Argentina for like, but I've never been to. I don't really know the landscape of
Argentina.
Exactly. Sorry, go ahead.
But I actually do like hearing about people's dreams because I'm fascinated by dreams. And I like hearing about
crumbs.
What people are dreaming about. You know, have you ever seen a Facebook status update by me where I say last night I dreamed?
I don't know. No.
I do that every so often, and I'm a big believer in if you're telling a story, it's okay to embellish a little bit if it makes for a better story. But all those are 100% true.
Yeah?
100%. Every single time I post
on
Facebook, last night I had this dream. It's exactly a dream that I had. And the most recent one that was story-worthy, although maybe it was
Come on,
contextual.
mate. Oh, you fucker.
No. You're done. Was I went into work and Dave Simons was there, and I said, Dave, I had I dreamt about you last night, and he was like, all right. And I said, yeah, I dreamed that I was in at work and I was telling you about this really boring dream.
No,
that I had.
really?
Which is, again, is 100% true.
That's insane. Wait, so you dreamed this?
I dreamed that I was at work telling him
Dave
a really boring story about a dream that I'd had.
Oh my God.
And then I went and told him about that dream. So it was like a real metafictional quality to it.
Well, what do you think then?
Do I think of?
Dreams, like what do you think about, what their kind of function and purpose is?
God, I mean, like that's one of the great unanswered questions, isn't it? Like nobody actually knows.
No.
I think the theory that I heard or read rather that made a lot of sense to me was that it's your brain's attempt to rehearse situations before you get into them.
That's one I've never heard before.
No?
No, never.
So, like if you have a nightmare about being in a dangerous situation, that is your brain rehearsing
for the event, that if that becomes an eventuality.
Yeah. So if you dream that you're running away from something, that's your practice as you dreaming.
Are you sure?
It's a theory.
I'm sure it's a theory, of course, but like I don't know if I would
buy that because you don't need to rehearse hugging a goat in Argentina. My
brain. Well, maybe it's just one of these things. Like, well, you never know. Oh, jeez, that was awful.
So you got what? 3 balls. Oh yeah, you've got 3 balls left, but you got 4 things. So you're going to need to get 2 and 1 at least.
Can I just go for it? I'll just see what happens. Oh no.
But you've cleared up 1, which is good.
Okay.
Remember, you can fine tune.
Can I?
Yeah, with the middle button.
Fine tune how?
You see?
No.
Well, like hold still, and then move the thing, so you can see that you can move it very, very slightly. Yeah. I guess your best bet is to try and bounce off the green one, so you can get your multi-ball, hit the orange one, and just hope that one of them falls into the bucket.
Okay. Oh.
Yes. Oh.
Nice. And 100,000. 100,000.
Brilliant.
I really do feel joy. Man.
Do you remember what time we started this at?
No. This could be a long one. Maybe we could edit it with the best of.
Yeah, I mean, I have thought of that. There are, less interesting parts.
What?
Let's be honest here, Extreme! Oh, that's my favourite when it gets to the gold. And it's like, dong!
Yes.
Oh, look, they'd be nice.
They're nice, aren't they?
There's a radical mouse in the top left.
Radical. And I like how they're scoring me, and this one's giving me 9. What a bastard.
Well, no, they're not scoring you. They're scoring the radical mouse.
Oh, I see. So the radical mouse is actually entered into a competition. I don't think that sounds very radical to me. No, I'm joking.
Do you know what I just remembered was that years ago when we were talking about doing this.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That was mean. That was so mean.
years ago when we were talking about doing this, my first thought of a game we could do, like as a series, as opposed to just playing it once and, you know, was actually Pokemon.
Yeah,
the
nice.
first Pokemon.
That would be great.
Because we used to talk about Pokemon. In fact,
Yeah.
I gave you a loan of my Game Boy with Pokemon.
Did you give me the whole Game Boy?
Yeah. I've got it back, don't worry.
Oh, good, okay.
Yeah. What I don't have is my copy of Pokemon.
Do you know who has it? Rory, because Rory has my Game Boy. I thought that was my Game Boy, or maybe
No,
he gave it
mine's the yellow one.
So I think Rory still has my Game Boy with 3 copies, like 3 of my Pokemons, or 1 of yours and 2 of mine.
Oh, do you have 2
'Cause
You do.
I had yellow and red, maybe, and then you maybe gave me blue.
No, I had red.
So then I had blue and yellow, and you gave me red.
Right. Okay. Wow, you had all 3 of the first generation.
Yep.
Well, not entirely true. The very first Pokemon game was actually Pokemon Green.
I didn't even realize I'd done that. Sorry. I was
Yeah, Pokemon Green was the first one, but it was never released in
yeah,
the
I
West.
didn't even know. Yeah, where's Bulbasaur?
Exactly.
Smelly Bulbasaur.
I mean, to be fair, Bulbasaur's better than Squirtle. I mean, Squirtle just has an unpleasant name for a start.
What does Squirtle evolve into?
Did I really reveal how obsessed I used to be with Pokemon?
It's not. Don't worry. I think it's good.
Okay. He evolves into Wartortle.
Wartortle and then Blastoise.
Blastoise.
Blastoise. Oh, I don't like snails, by the way.
Yeah, it was really funny, like the Pokemon cartoon, you know. And it's like, you know, they always start off as like these little cute things that are like, you know, Bulbasaur, Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
And then it's like, Wartortle. And then by the time they get to the end, it's like, Roar! You know. They don't really say their name anymore, do they?
Venusaur. Oh, dear Lord. I mean, what was your favorite Pokemon
Pikachu.
that you had? No, but that you owned and evolved. It's Pikachu?
Pikachu.
Still?
Well,
I made mine a Raichu and obviously regretted it for life.
Yeah, well, what happened was when I sort of like first played the game, like the first couple of times I completed it, because I completed it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
I didn't evolve my Pikachu because, you know, Ash didn't in the cartoon.
Exactly.
Because he loved Pikachu and Pikachu didn't want to evolve.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So I did the same, and then I realised I was being stupid.
Yeah, yeah, because
what's the point? What's the point?
Yeah.
So then I evolved him into a Raichu.
Yeah, I had a Raichu that I was quite fond of in the game, but also I think ultimately my favourite when I was young, like a kid, my favourite Pokemon was Eevee, and then I liked all this sort of freedom to evolve.
Jolteon, Vaporeon, and
Oh my god, I don't
Flareon, I think it was.
Really?
Yeah.
But no, I thought Eevee was
totes
adorbs.
Yeah. Eevee looked kind of like a
little
golden
rabbit
retriever
thing.
crossed with a cat.
And a rabbit. Was it a rabbit? It was so sweet.
Oh.
And I also like Ninetales, obviously.
Yeah, Ninetales. Oh, Vulpix was really cute as well.
Yeah.
I can never remember what my original team consisted of. So it was a Raichu, Charizard, because Charmander for life.
Yeah.
Screw Bulbasaur and Squirtle. Those are like the easy options.
Yeah.
You know, you got to go for the tougher options. So yeah, Charizard, Raichu,
Aww.
Gyarados. Had a Gyarados.
Nice. How did you manage that? Splash.
Yeah, because you have to catch a Magikarp that can't do anything.
Magikarp.
Yeah.
Carp. Magikarp.
I think it was one of the ones that just went.
No, really.
Because it's so useless.
Splash.
Splash.
Sorry.
It's just trying its best, and you're like, "Go Magikarp!" and it's like, "Splash, splash." And you're like, Magikarp, you're a disappointment.
I know.
I'm trying. Splash! Give me one more shot, coach. I know I can do it. Splash! Facing off against a 40-foot dragon, you know.
Or even, what was the other one? That you get really close to the start and I don't know anybody who managed to evolve it. It's like the one that just goes harden.
Oh, that's Metapod.
Metapod. It just looks like the moon. Pain in the ass.
It looks like the moon.
Yeah, like a crescent moon.
I suppose. Sort of.
Sort of.
Sort of vaguely resembles half of a crescent moon.
Yeah.
It's just a shape.
Yeah.
I think it looks more like a croissant than because it's kind of like
Which
knobbly.
looks like a moon.
I know.
Ah,
Croissant is French for crescent.
exactement ça, mon ami. Silly.
Yeah. So where did I get to? Raichu, Charizard, Gyarados. I had a Mewtwo.
Did you?
Gotta have Mewtwo because
Mhm.
Mewtwo is so insanely overpowered.
Yeah.
You know, you can just basically beat anything with Mewtwo.
I had a Mew, I think, eventually.
Did you cheat?
Would that have been possible? I could have used the cheat.
Yeah, there's a cheat to get Mew.
I can't remember.
Or you can
I
get
don't think I was
at the
that
time
good,
you could
you know.
get it from like certain events.
I
If
don't
you went to like a Nintendo Pokemon event, they would give
Oh,
you Mew.
of course I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Flew to Japan.
No, they had them in the UK.
No, I never attended.
So that's what?
Woo!
Raichu, Charizard, Mewtwo,
Oh, it's like a tear.
Gyarados, Dug Trio.
I had, yeah.
I had a Dug Trio because
I had
Dug
one
Trio
of
got
those.
Earthquake, I think,
Yeah.
which was amazing.
That
That
was good. That was good.
Is that
Look
going
how
in? Is that going
sad.
in? No, it's not.
Oh, come on, this side. Oh.
And I can never remember what my last one was. It might have been a Dragonite.
Yeah.
Might
I
have
had
been
a
Zubat.
no.
One of those useless ones that nobody likes.
No. Meow. I
This
like
is-
yarn. Oh, this
This
is so
is Cat
creepy.
Tut.
This is so strange.
Pyramid Power. It extends the edges of the free ball bucket for extra bounces and last second reprieves. It's subtle, but it can really help you out. Gaze with me into the pyramid and I'll... Okay.
Oh man.
What did you say? Sorry, you said you were going to say that you had a
I
certain
had a
Pokemon.
Zapdos.
A Zapdos,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Wow.
And that I used. So what happened was I ended up in high school reviving my Pokemon thing. You know, like
I don't know what you're talking about.
I started playing it again and like
Oh, in high school?
yeah, when I was like in fourth year, like just you know my break and stuff.
Oh, I
and-
suppose, yeah.
You know,
Because
it
I
was
was
like-
like, yeah, high school.
oh,
that
of
was-
course, but
that
I'm
was-
younger than you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, sorry, I was in like first, second year at school when
So,
Pokemon came out.
Yeah, so I would have been in primary school and I was obviously
Yeah.
shite at it. But so in high school I kind of played it again and had a lot of fun doing it, but I named my Pokemon after all my friends, like
Oh, that's sweet.
Calammon and like David Fleckmon and stuff.
Calamon.
Calammon.
That could be that would be like a squid Pokemon.
yeah.
Calamon.
Like calamari.
Except it would, yeah,
It
exactly.
would just be a delicious bowl of calamari.
Except it'd be one of the ones that didn't like say its own name. It would
Yeah.
be like bloop, 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 bloop. You know,
Splash.
splash. You know. Oh yeah, and it would have like a squid ink move that would blind the opponent.
Yeah.
You know, like Sandshrew did.
And like a tasty dip. Sorry, I'm still talking
tasty
about
dip?
like I'm still talking about it like
Do you
it's
dip calamari in things?
I don't think so, to be honest.
Oh,
What the hell was that?
so there's the power of the pyramid. Now that's
It's
how
subtle.
big.
It's pretty subtle.
It doesn't look that subtle. really. So what else did you have? So you had a Raichu.
I had a Raichu. I had it. No, I think Zapdos was when I was like, you know, playing my second round.
Okay.
So it was probably tried a bit harder. I probably just had like, I can't remember. I probably had a Charizard. Charizard because
You probably kept your starter because all the starters
Exactly.
are really good.
And yeah, obviously you evolve it quickly. Or you evolve it the first.
Yes. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm too. I can't remember
Yeah.
like what I
That
had.
was a long time ago.
I had
See, if Rebecca watches this, I know she's going to be driven crazy by the way you're playing this game
why?
because you
Just
don't try
'cause
and
I'm
get
just like,
all. You don't try and get
chup,
all the
chup,
pegs.
Chup, 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 chup. I don't want to get all the pegs.
You only get the bare minimum. You know.
And I'm not like as like I don't know. I'm pretty careless in like a totally negative way.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know. I'm sort of like, whereas Rebecca is like does well and things. And I'm
She
like,
just likes things being tidy. That's all it is, you know. And if there's a couple of blue pegs left, it's not tidy.
they'll go away, wouldn't they?
Charlie Brooker's Games Wipe. Do you ever see
Yeah,
that?
I saw it.
There was that woman on it, and I can't remember her name, but she said that, yeah, you know, playing a game is like tidying up.
What?
You know, like you shoot all the enemies on screen, and then it's
Oh, I
nice and
see.
tidy, and then some more enemies come along, so you have to tidy that up too.
Tidy them up.
And I was just like, that's so true. That is essentially
is-
the appeal
yeah.
of these games. Is it
Like
feels
the
good to tidy
instantaneous,
things.
the instantaneous satisfaction of having something and then like a surface that's a little bit dirty and then you wipe it and you're like, clean.
Yeah, that's nice. So you're just sitting there
You're
like
right.
virtually tidying up instead of just
Like The
tidying up your
Sim.
flat.
I know, just living in squalor,
Yeah.
but with
Well-
an immaculate Sims home and a $10,000 a day career.
Yeah. That you can be like 3 hours late for, and apparently it doesn't matter.
Apparently so. Or you can just take a day, personal time
Yeah,
off
you
like
can just do
any
that.
day in the world. Boing.
Uh,
Yes, that's what I was hoping for.
Nice one. Yeah, that's the essential appeal of games, but people have been trying. Like, it's not so much a thing anymore,
Mhm.
right? But I know that there was a lot of talk about, I think, a concept called gamification.
What's that?
Basically, people recognise that people are willing to do
Yeah.
stupid shit in a game for hours on end,
Yeah.
just because it being a game makes it more fun.
Yeah.
You know,
Well-
whereas real life stuff's always boring. So they were like, how can we turn like jobs into games? You know,
Yeah.
so that people start treating it as if it's a game, and they're more likely to be more productive and stuff.
Yeah.
And the only example I've found of it that seeped into our lives, and maybe I'm imagining this, so I don't know how Facebook and Twitter work, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't know how they design it. But my guess is that they gamified certain aspects of the user interface.
Mm-hmm.
I know Charlie Brooker's already had his like big controversial, you know,
Yeah.
most influential game of all time is Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter is essentially a game.
Uh-huh.
You create a character
Yeah.
and then you perform things for points, which
Yeah.
are like likes and retweets and things. But what I mean is the user interface of these websites, because if you log into these websites, right, especially Facebook now, is they've got a ton of things where, you know, like, oh, there's been a post in this page that you follow, and it'll have a little 1 or a 2
Oh,
next
really?
to the link, you know, telling you how many posts you've missed.
Oh, really?
So you go and
Didn't
visit
see
the
that.
page just to clear it, just to get rid of that one. Like, see if you get a notification. Even if you know that notification is just going to be like, you have an event coming up tonight, you still instinctively want to clear it.
Oh, what do you mean? As in like there's like a 5 and you've got 5 notifications, but the
Sure.
majority of them are like just nothing.
Nonsense.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
you're not interested in.
I see. Yeah,
But
of
you
course.
instinctively want to clear it. You can't have that little unread notification.
You're absolutely right. I can just
lying
leave
there.
it. Yeah.
And it sort of makes sense on somewhere like Facebook to an extent, right?
Mhm.
But there's lots of other websites that have started doing it. Have you ever signed up for a website where it says, yeah,
That was exciting, wasn't
where it says like you've just signed up, and it'll say, here's what you have to do, you know, step
it?
1
Step
of 5,
by step. Yeah.
you know, and
totally.
it'll be like, update your profile,
Yeah.
do this, do that.
You're
And
right.
as long as you have whatever the account is, it'll tell you, you know, you've completed 2 of the 5 items on the list. You know.
Yep.
So again, you feel compelled to do it,
Mhm.
even though you've got no desire to do it, because it's like a game. It's
Yep.
like an unfinished thing in a game. Like I was saying about Stardew Valley, you know, you have to get married, even if they've got no interest in the mechanics of it or how
Yep.
it affects the game. It's like, well, I have to do it.
Mhm.
You know, I can't not do it. It pisses me off.
Yeah. No.
I'm sick of seeing these little unread notification
know.
things, and you still haven't like updated your profile. And I was like, I don't want to update my profile.
Yeah. But it feels messy to like leave it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but to be honest, so you know how I made like the Facebook profile as like a business page or whatever for the daytime nighttime thing, and it does exactly that, where
Yeah.
over the course of 6 weeks, once a week, you get like, here's different ways to like manage your page.
Yeah, drive traffic to your page.
Yeah, exactly. And it would say boost your post for
Yeah.
$3
Yeah.
and everything. Whatever. But the sort of tutorial things and the way that they're exactly. It's exactly as you're saying. The way that they're trying to manipulate people that are like, or like trying to manipulate even business.
Yep.
Or people to, or people that just have like, you know, a small business or something, and or something they're doing privately, and then it's really trying to make you think in this absolutely alternative way that you would never think in before.
Yep.
So like they're like, people like photos that are as a post, or people like this sort of thing as a post, and I started doing it, of course.
Yeah.
And
have you noticed it's driving any traffic to
no,
your
of
page?
course not. Of course not. It's just, but it is quite an odd thing to do, and I never thought about it obviously as like a kind of game thing, but like, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, they try to turn everything into a game to just make you do what they want you to do.
To be fair,
like it should be a good thing. If gamification, it's like we've been saying this whole time, is, you know, you play Stardew Valley or The Sims or World of Warcraft, and it becomes kind of a job.
Yeah.
And for at least some of the time that you're doing it, it's still fun, even though it's very work-like in how it's played.
But
and then of course you reach the point where you're just like, fuck this, I don't have time for this.
Yeah, like a fake reward, I suppose. It's like
this
something you'll get.
This isn't fun anymore. This has literally just become work. I'm doing it out of obligation rather than anything else. So it should be a good thing that it should be good that you can use that to make you do things that you ought to, it's like that. Remember you said you were doing that running thing where it's like run from the zombies?
That was strange, yeah.
There you
I
go.
didn't
That's
actually...
exactly it. It's trying to gamify
exercise.
running, because running's fucking boring.
Yeah.
You know, that's why more people don't do it, because it's boring and it hurts. Some people do enjoy it. I would venture that most people don't. You know, because it's boring. If it was really entertaining, people would do it. More people would do it. You know. So that was trying to gamify that. So it should be a good thing. But as with everything, businesses find a way to make it, like, to turn it into a method to trick you into buying their shit. And it annoys me.
Of course. But I feel like I was going to launch into like a thing about like lifestyle choice and even life overall is like I don't know. It should it be all about enjoyment, but is this like the Presbyterian in me like coming out like, we'll pay for it one day, Ryan. Burn in the bad fire. If
Did
we
say that?
What? No.
Burn in the bad fire.
That's, my mum was raised as like that,
really?
proper, yeah.
So that's like an actual expression.
Yeah.
Wow.
You'll burn in the bad fire, and she's like 4 years old. I can't believe I just did that.
God, like, what a way to communicate that to a child.
Yep, I know.
Simple language that they can understand. You will burn in the bad fire.
Yep.
That's horrible.
I know.
You can do this. You can totally do this.
I think I'm getting a bit kind of...
Burnt out.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's obviously... I don't know. I don't really have the attention span for these. Like,
The will.
The will for this kind of...
All right, end of this level. We'll
yeah, I
wrap it
think
up.
it's just gonna... I know, because now I'm like even more sad. I think we should sink back a couple of frosty cold ones.
Oh yeah, we were going to do that, weren't we?
Before we did this, it's
yeah.
probably, let's try it again. And I'm like, woo!
No, we talking about, yeah, gamification of culture should be a good thing, but it's a bad thing.
Right, fuck it, I'm not trying again.
All right, we'll wrap that up. That's another.
Oh, look.
That's another one in the can.
Cool. Menu. Bye, Pyramid Cat.
See ya.